Oregon Department of Environmental Quality. I was so honored and delighted to get to facilitate Changes, the Science of Managing Transitions, with many of you back in May. I know you continue to face an unprecedented level of change and uncertainty, so I wanted to offer you some reminders and tools and tips that can help you not only get through the change together, but even maximize the benefits of the change. Way easier said than done, so here are some tools based on science, as always, to help you through this. First of all, remember the overview, the model that Dr. William Bridges gives us, where there are endings and beginnings, but crucially, in between, a phase that we often miss, we don't pay attention to because we're unaware of it, called the neutral zone, the messy middle, where you don't have the old ways and you don't yet have the new ways. All three phases are important. Here are some ideas and reminders to help you with all three phases. When things are ending, I want you to communicate frequently, truthfully, transparently. Most of all, listen. Your people are going through a lot. When things are ending, this is also called the losing and letting go. Some people may be, in effect, grieving the loss of the old ways, the old boss, the old situation. So help people by listening, and in particular, ask people and role model yourself, name it to tame it, as Dr. Dan Siegel calls it. When we can accurately label the emotions we're having, it seems to give us a better handle on those emotions so we can more effectively deal with how people are feeling. So name it to tame it, and that's a good start on psychological safety. You may recall psychological safety is the feeling that it is safe to speak up on a team with questions, concerns, and more. You perhaps recall me saying that a large, well-respected study done at Google called Project Aristotle found that psychological safety was the number one factor in team success. So it's important at all times, but perhaps especially when things are ending. So encourage people speaking up. Ask them what they think, how they feel. Role model vulnerability and listen and celebrate what they have to say. Even if it's not good news, encourage them and thank them for speaking up. As you enter that messy middle, the neutral zone, it is an unhappy time. It is filled with uncertainty and morale tends to be lower. So it is a time for ample support and feedback, encouragement. This is a time when, as Dr. Bridges puts it, we are between trapezes. We don't really have anything to hold on to. We don't have the old ways, and we don't yet have the new ways. So give people something to hold on to, if you will. Encouragement, feedback, support. It's a stressful time, the messy middle, the neutral zone. So manage stress effectively. Among science's favorite ways of coping with stress are physical activity and exercise, mindfulness and meditation, and social support, talking with each other. Great ways of managing stress. And then boost morale as much as you can. It may be an unhappy time, but solid science suggests it is still possible to choose to be happier. Even if it's just a little bit happier for a little while, it is possible. How? Positive attitude matters. Not toxic positivity. You're not forcing positivity on people, but you are finding the silver linings. And there are silver linings of this messy middle, the neutral zone. It's your best opportunity for change and innovation, for example, if you can manage it effectively. So to get more of that change and innovation, again, boost morale not only through positive attitude, but also through flow. That delightfully focused zone where you are focused completely. I keep these 2 sticky notes on my desk to remind me about focus and flow first. I try to get into flow first in the day because it's such a delightful, productive state of mind. You get there by focusing completely on something challenging but possible for 20 minutes or more. Get some feedback, don't multitask, focus, and you can get into flow, especially helpful during tough times. Perhaps more than anything else, you need to focus on relationships to boost morale and to get through change effectively. For most of us, most of the time, the number one factor in our happiness is the quality of our relationships with other people. You spend a lot of time with each other at work. Invest in the quality of your relationships. You may recall the SCARF model from Dr. David Rock. We need status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. SCARF captures a bunch of things we need at all times, but especially in tough times and changing times. So find ways to boost your and your colleagues' sense of status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness to get through the neutral zone, the messy middle, more effectively. As you start to move towards new beginnings, eventually you want to identify, secure, and celebrate small wins. You want to bring a positive attitude that is ready to face reality. You may recall the Stockdale paradox. Admiral James Stockdale was interviewed and described how it is essential to have an unwavering faith that you will prevail in the end, while also facing the brutal reality of the current moment and not getting too attached to any details or timelines about when and how you reach those better times. I hope all of this reminds you of our workshop together and helps you get through continued change and uncertainty. I am here to help. I've got resources on happybrainscience.com, and if I can answer questions, provide handouts, support, any way I can help, please feel free to contact me through my site, happybrainscience.com. Thank you so much for helping Oregonians, and thank you so much for giving me the chance to help you.